Well, the real reason why you can't lose weight and keep it off. And it's definitely not because you don't have enough willpower. I know a lot of guys I talk to, they've tried everything. They've stuck to caloric restriction for months, for a year, for a really long time. So it's not that you guys are not trying your best. I know that it's not willpower. It's just that you're not doing the right things. So this is the training overview. We are going to talk about the real reason you can't lose weight and keep it off, which is basically why conventional diets don't work. Then we'll talk about what happens to your metabolism when you restrict calories. We'll talk about losing weight and keeping it off, and the fact that it's actually a solvable problem. So you can solve this problem that you have of not being able to lose weight. And then instead of talking about myself and the program that I offer, how you can work with me, I'll save that till the end. So if you already know me, you won't have to listen to that whole spiel again. If you don't know me, if you're new to the group and you want more information, you can stick around till the end, and I'll definitely go over that. I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not sure if it's just yeah, I don't know. If you put a comment or you ask a question and I don't answer it right away, it's just because for whatever reason, Facebook is not giving it to me, um, or I can't see it. So just know that I will answer questions later if I don't see them in real time. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Facebook's a little bit slow. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to talk first about examples of conventional weight loss. And there are a lot of them, but I'm going to name them anyway. And you can look through them too, and you can sort of check off which ones you've tried or you've heard about. We have Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Noom, Juice Cleanses, Optavia, OptiSlim, Atkins, Keto Cycle, Reverse Health, Profile by Stanford, Keto, Simple, Metabolic Balance, Metabolic Renewal, Lumen, Fasting. We have just plain old calorie counting. We have caloric restriction, reduced portions, low fat foods, no fat foods, low calorie foods. I should add in, pre-packaged diet foods to that. We have exercising more and then tracking calories and macros. So those are all examples of conventional weight loss. I'm sure you've tried at least one. So you can put put one in the comments if you have. Oh, somebody can hear me. Thanks, thanks, Anthony, for letting me know. I'm not just talking to my computer screen, thankfully. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what conventional diets focus on. They all focus on, or I mean, the vast majority of them focus on reducing calories. So I'm going to use two examples that I've heard about in the last couple of weeks, just from talking to you guys, talking to guys in the group that I've, chatted with on Messenger or gotten onto a Zoom call with. And the first one is Optavia, and it's extremely low in calories. It's 800 to 1,000 calories per day. And then there's another one that I've heard about recently as well, Profile by Stanford, and it's approximately 1,350 calories per day, which is not quite as low. You can lose weight on these diets, but the weight loss is not usually sustainable. And you can probably imagine why. You can stick to having 1,000 calories or 1,350 calories a day for a certain amount of time, but then when you want to start eating normally again, you're going to run into problems. So just as an example, if you're a man who's 5'11", or 180 centimeters and you weigh 280 pounds or 127 kilograms, your BMR is almost 200 or 2,500 calories a day. So BMR measures the calories needed for your body's most basic function. So just basically to survive, if you're 5'11" and 280 pounds, you need 2,500 calories a day. So what happens when you are only getting half or less than half of the calories that your body needs, and you're doing that for an extended period of time? That's really the question. Yeah, you can lose weight, but what's actually happening? So what happens when you're on that diet and then when the diet ends? Low calorie diets down regulate your metabolism. And what that means is they slow it down. So when you start eating again after you finish one of these diets, your metabolism is confused because, for example, if you were doing, 1,200 calories a day for 6 months and you lost 50 or 60 pounds, your body has adapted to only having your metabolism, sorry, has adapted to only having 1,200 calories a day. So it adapts to getting very few calories. And then when you start eating normally again, is when you will start gaining weight back. Um, so you'll gain back what you lost. And you can, if you did it extremely slowly and you were optimizing your nutrition perfectly, you might be able to sustain some of that weight loss. But if you start eating normally again and you don't optimize your nutrition, most of the weight that you gain back is going to be fat and not muscle. And you also have to understand that if you were not getting optimal nutrition when you were on that diet, and if you were eating 1,200 calories a day or 800 or 1,000 calories a day, there's no chance. I'm telling you right now, there's zero chance that you were getting what your male body needs to thrive. There's no way. So, if you've lost weight and you were not getting optimal nutrition while you were losing weight, you have not only lost fat, you most certainly did lose some fat, but you also lost muscle. So then when you start eating back again, eating normally again, you are going to gain back a lot of fat. Okay. And the worst thing really that you can do is to start another calorie restricted diet if you have lost weight and then gained it all back again. Please, if you're thinking about that, don't do it. You really need to optimize your nutrition so that you can lose fat mass while maintaining and building muscle mass. And so when that diet ends, you really need to address the fact that your metabolism adapted to your low calorie diet. So your metabolism is slower, and it's used to running on a lot less, a lot fewer calories. Okay, so this part, why your weight is stuck is for people who are maybe, on a calorie restricted diet. They're going to the gym 3 days a week. They're on the treadmill 5 or 6 or 7 days a week, and they're still not losing weight. Maybe you're having 1,000 calories a day. You're still, you're working out, and you're not getting any results. So your biology is really the same as our hunter-gatherer ancestors. You need to understand this. You need to put yourself in the place of a hunter-gatherer. Food was hard to find, and you would go for days without eating. And your body is the same as a hunter-gatherer. We have not adapted, our biology has not adapted, our physiological functions have not adapted from that time. Our bodies still do the same things as our hunter-gatherer ancestors. And the human body has really adapted over time to store excess calories as fat to keep you alive so that we can survive as a species. So we as a species have evolved to survive by storing and conserving the food we eat. And when you only eat 1,000 calories a day to try and get rid of your belly fat, your body thinks it's starving and it conserves energy, which means it holds on to fat. So caloric restriction can increase your hunger. Although some guys I talk to, they're not even hungry anymore because their metabolism has downregulated so much, and it reduces your metabolic rate. So it slows down your metabolism. And that's why you might be doing, quote unquote, everything right, going to the gym, eating very few calories, and you're still not getting any weight loss. So this one part you're going to want to pay attention to. This is a body fat chart. And you guys are probably all between 40 and 59. So this middle here. So a healthy amount of body fat for you is about 20%. So this is what 20% looks like. This guy here on the right. That's what 20% body fat looks like. So I now want you to take a look at this chart, and I want you to tell me what your body fat percentage is. If you look at this chart and you cross-reference that with, the way you look when you're standing in the mirror, what is your body fat percentage? And just type it in the comments if you're comfortable doing so. If not, just make a mental note. But, really start to think, what is your body fat percentage? Because 20 to 24% is what it should be. That's healthy. So, the most important thing when I'm working with my clients is to teach them to stop focusing on cutting calories and focus on optimizing their nutrition. So they can maintain muscle mass while losing fat mass. It's extremely important. So you can take this chart. This is one from one of my current clients right now. He agreed to let me use it. He started working with me about 6 weeks ago, and you can see his weight has dropped slowly, 10 pounds in 6 weeks, which is what I want to see. That's a healthy weight loss. That's based on the fact that he was very heavy. He lost a whole bunch of weight doing keto and caloric restriction. He gained a whole bunch of it back. So we're sort of starting at a place where uh, we need to work on his metabolism. We need to work on making sure he's getting optimal nutrition. So you can see, more importantly than the weight going down, is that the fat mass percentage is going down. So if you're giving yourself optimal nutrition, while you're losing weight, then your fat mass is going to go down, but your muscle masses should go up or at least stay the same. And that's of key importance, because if you're only having 1,000 calories a day, if you're not eating the proper nutrients, your muscle mass may also decrease, and that is not what you want. It's detrimental. So let's think about losing weight and keeping it off as a solvable problem. And it's really important to think of weight loss this way because it is solvable. There are solutions. I know that a lot of you watching right now are very skeptical. You've done all kinds of diets, you've lost, gained, and you're really frustrated. But it's solvable. The most important thing to do really is to stop what you're doing now, to allow your body to reset, to rebalance your body, revive your metabolism, and then thrive. So let's look at losing weight as a solvable problem. There are two parts to this. Part one is you need to test the process, so you'll be certain about what works and what doesn't. And obviously, testing can be frustrating, it can be demoralizing, it can be a lot of work. But I think probably most of you watching tonight you guys are probably experts on which diets don't provide sustainable weight loss. If we go back to the list that I talked about at the beginning, you can probably check off 4 or 5 of those and know that they don't work. So you really want to have hard evidence so that you don't keep doing the same thing and not getting results. So if you've tried 5 or 6 or even 2 or 3 diets that focus on restricting calories and they have not worked for you, or maybe you've lost weight and then gained it back, which means really they didn't work, because everyone's goal is sustainable weight loss, then you have evidence, you have hard evidence that that doesn't work. So you don't have to keep doing the same thing and not getting results anymore. So part one to losing weight is, you guys have all completed this part already. I'm almost 100% sure of it. And then part two is to ask yourself the question, how do you lose weight now that you have hard data about what doesn't work? And you need to consider 3 things. Number one is, how do you lose weight while putting your health first? Number two is, how do you lose weight with the least amount of effort? And number three is, how do you lose weight with the most flexibility? And I think I think those questions can be hard for people to answer. And I didn't even put question marks at the end of them. Anyway, sorry, that was a misstep on my part. But if you need help answering these questions, then I would highly recommend you message me in Messenger, or you reach out and book a free Zoom with me. I can help you answer those questions, whether or not you want to work with me. It doesn't matter. I can still help you answer them, because a lot of people don't know how to put their health first when they're trying to lose weight. And if you've done any of those diets, like, any really heavy caloric restriction diets where you're at 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories, or even, 1,300 calories a day, you're not putting your health first. I'm telling you this is a fact. You're just not. So if you don't know what losing weight while putting your health first looks like, please reach out to me and I'll help you understand what it does look like. And I will also explain it as we go through the training. So how do you lose weight with the least amount of effort? That's also a tricky one too. Obviously, it's going to take work, but how do you do it without banging your head against the wall, without doing a diet that's going to fail? And then how do you lose weight with the most flexibility? Because a lot of those plans and conventional weight loss methods we talked about are not flexible. Some of them have, 4 or 5 shakes a day. They don't leave room for going out for dinner with friends. They don't leave room for going to a barbecue or having a piece of your kid's birthday cake. And you need room for that. You need flexibility. You need to lose weight eating the foods that you are able to eat for the rest of your life. It has to be sustainable or it will not work. So these are 5 things to stop doing immediately. Stop focusing on cutting calories and healthy fats. Do not go on a diet or choose a weight loss program that does not put your health first. Do your research or reach out to me. I can help you. Number 3 is stop trying to lose weight without support, whether that's through a nutritionist like myself who specializes in men's weight loss, or whether that's just from your partner or from a support group, maybe a fitness a club, something like that, somewhere where you can get support. Stop relying on willpower alone to lose your belly fat. It's never going to work. You can will yourself into eating only 1,000 calories a day, but a lot of that doesn't work long term. Number 5 is to stop beating yourself up for failing in the past. You get this false sense of security from doing diets and actually losing the weight. And then when you gain it back, you feel like it's your fault. And that's just not true. That's really the way the dieting industry is set up. You fail and then they blame you. And that's just not accurate. These diets are really damaging your body. You really need to deal with the root cause of your weight gain. And there are a lot of root causes, a couple root causes, not that many. But these are the 3 major ones. We have imbalanced hormones. And when I talk about hormones, I'm talking about not only testosterone, sorry, but I'm talking also about your metabolic hormones. So insulin, you've got other ones, leptin, ghrelin. There are a whole bunch of hormones that interact to allow you or not allow you to lose weight. Sorry, I'm just going to just comment here. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have imbalanced hormones, you're going to have problems. It's going to block you from losing weight. If you have a messed up metabolism, that's already also going to cause you some problems. Um, and then increased stress and inflammation is something I see a lot. Obviously, if you're carrying a lot of excess weight, especially around your belly, that means you definitely have inflammation. And if you're stressing your body by eating too few calories or the wrong foods, that can also put stress on your body, which can create inflammation. So those are 3 things you have to address. The main root cause of weight gain is unbalanced blood sugar. So like if we're really getting to the root cause, if you can eat the proper food in the right combinations in order to keep your blood sugar balanced all day long, then you really turn on hormones that will cause your body to use extra fat, as opposed to storing the food that you're eating as fat. So if the root cause is unbalanced blood sugar, that needs to be dealt with. But these 3 things are also blocking most men that I work with from losing weight. So we've gone through this in another training, but just in case you didn't see it, signs of, a messed up metabolism are that you struggle with weight loss. You look at food and gain weight. Your weight fluctuates a lot. You have reduced your portions. You watch your calories. You exercise regularly, and you still can't lose weight. You lose weight, but you gain it back. Weight accumulates around the belly and waist. You have energy slumps during the day. You need pick-me-up snacks and coffee. Your cravings can be unbearable. Your hunger cues are out of whack. You may feel bloated and puffy. Those are all signs that your metabolism is not functioning the way it should. So if any of those are you, then you really have to address that messed up metabolism, and you really do that by stopping the dieting, stopping the caloric restriction. You need to. So, 5 steps to weight loss and optimal health. So, losing weight in a healthy way are number one, to stop. The first thing I really want you to do is stop doing all the things that aren't working so that your body is primed to be reset and so it is able to rebalance. And number two is to reset your body. So, after you stop all the things that are not working in your favor, your body is primed for a reset. So, if you're restricting your calories to 1,000 calories a day and you're not losing weight, stopping that and allowing some time to pass, eating normally, even if you do gain a couple pounds, will help your body have a chance to reset. And it's during this step that you really gain clarity on what you need to eat, what not to eat, why it's important for weight loss in men over 40, and why it's important for your health and wellness. Number three is to rebalance. So after you reset, your body systems start to come back into balance, your hormones will start to balance, your metabolism starts to work more effectively, and your inflammation will go down. And you will start feeling more confident that what you're doing is having an effect and increasing, your level of health. Number four is really to revive. So your new habits can become consistent no matter what life events you have taking place, even if you're going on a holiday or a vacation, you have conferences, dinners out with friends, you can still do these things and know how to navigate them. You can go to a restaurant and not have to carry, your fourth protein shake for the day, because, that's the only way you can maintain your weight loss. You can sit down, you can have a steak, you can eat at a restaurant and eat with your friends. And then number five is really to thrive. Once you have, the clarity, confidence, and consistency, your body's operating much more efficiently and your body's thriving. So you can take more liberties. And really, eating is of key importance. The key to getting your body unstuck, reviving your metabolism, reducing stress and inflammation is food. And your metabolism is really healed and starts working the way it should by the foods you choose to eat. And those are foods that your 40, 50, or 60-year-old male body need to balance metabolic hormones. So you do that by changing what, how, and when you eat food in a long-term eating approach. And this is food, these are healthy, whole foods, tasty foods that you can eat every day of your life going forward. This is not a diet. It's not counting calories. It's not weighing everything you eat. It's just being able to know what to eat, how to eat, and when to eat so that you can lose weight and you can maintain it and you can have good health. Men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s have to eat for their body, not eat less and not exercise more. So I'll just talk quickly a little bit about myself now, not too much because excuse me. Actually, maybe I'll just have a little drink first. Mm. My throat is just starting to hurt. Anyway, but we'll go through this quickly. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. I have been since 2014, just in case you don't know me. I'm the founder of the Belly Fat Fix, which is a 12-week online group coaching program for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that focuses on weight loss through optimal nutrition. And I've switched my practice to work exclusively with men over 40 after watching my best friend David struggle with weight loss. There is the man. Um, anyway, in 2019, you can see the picture of him in his hiking gear. He had started gaining, he was in his early 50s. He had started gaining a lot of breast tissue and a lot of weight around his midsection. And he really had a hard time getting it off. He was doing the right thing. And we'll talk about this as well. Which category do you fall into? Were you doing everything right? David was doing everything right. He was eating what he thought was healthy. He was exercising. The weight wouldn't budge. He was not addressing the root cause of why the weight was so stubborn. So maybe you're doing everything right, or you think you're doing everything right. You're doing intermittent fasting, you're, lowering your caloric intake, you're going to the gym, you're doing all the things, and it's just not budging. You're not addressing the root cause of why that weight's so stubborn. So that's the thing that you have to do. And then, there are also professional yo-yo dieters, and those are people who seek out temporary weight loss solutions by restricting calories and portion sizes. Maybe that's you. Maybe you've been on a ton of diets, maybe you've had some success, but you're still ending up back at square one. So you're in this constant battle with weight loss, and you keep losing and gaining it back. And then there's another group, which is people who just don't have support and accountability. Maybe they're on the right track, they make some progress, but it's not consistent, and they just need extra support, coaching, and accountability to help get lasting change. And like I said, that doesn't have to be with someone like me, it doesn't have to be in a paid program, but just having support and accountability, and really knowing the right things to do will shrink time for you, obviously. And we talked about, weight loss being a solvable problem. And then the second part, you really have to consider, how you can lose weight the most efficiently with the smallest amount of work. And sometimes getting an expert opinion, sometimes getting expert help can be, the fastest road to weight loss. Just because, for example, I only work with men and, over 40. I know exactly what you guys need. So the advice that I'm going to give you, although it's not a magic pill, will 100% give you results. It will improve your health, and you will lose weight over time. So those are the three categories. I'm not sure which one you're in, but you can decide for yourself. There's David again. Anyway, he's lost weight, and he has been able to maintain it. And I think that's the most important thing. He goes away on vacation, he gains 5 or 6 pounds, he comes home, he loses it. And as you can see in this picture on the right, that breast tissue and, that huge amount of weight around his midsection, it's gone. So, um, anyway, so I do have this program. It's 12 weeks long. It's called the Belly Fat Fix, and it's really to help teach men what they need to lose stubborn weight for good. So you really can have a lot of energy. I always tell people you're not, when you start a diet, I'm sure, where you're restricting to 800 calories or 1,000 calories a day, you don't feel good. Like, you're not going to feel good on this diet. The strategies that I give to my clients are not like that at all. You're eating enough food. You're not going to feel hungry at all. You're getting what you need, and you're going to lose weight from a place of health, not starvation. So doing that will really help you regain your confidence and your ability to achieve sustainable weight loss by experiencing consistent results. And like I said, and you saw in the graph that I had, it's not really quick. Maybe it's going to be 12 pounds in 6 weeks, or maybe it's even going to be less for some people. But the point is, you start noticing other changes, like sleeping better, less bloated, having more energy. You feel those right away. You'll feel those in the first week or in the first 2 weeks. It doesn't take long for your body to start rebalancing when you give it what it needs. So, the program also gives a lot of support and accountability. You're not going to get away with too much. I sort of stay on top of everybody just to make sure that everybody is staying on the right track. It's really, it's not hand holding per se. I just think it's going to be, it's more like, um, just me gently helping you do what you need to do to get the results that you want. So if, for example, in a week your weight plateaus, it's not moving, then I'll take the time to assess, what you ate that week, why things aren't moving. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you changed something. There are a lot of ways that I personalize really this approach in this program so that it fits into your life, so that I can make sure that you get results. And then, maintaining your results without feeling deprived is one of the most important things. So, really you get weight loss in this program, but you also experience other things like you don't have cravings anymore. You won't have, you're not feeling hungry. You're not tired all the time. People have gotten off all of their, blood pressure, diabetes medication, so no more metabolic syndrome. They sleep better after not sleeping well for years. They have reduced stress. Their body now knows how to burn fat. The belly fat starts going away. Aches and pains start becoming less. Muscle strength increases, and just have more energy. So the program is a weight loss program, but it's really important to understand that because it puts your health first, that there are so many other benefits. And all of these benefits are, not more important than weight loss, but it's really important to focus on your health first. And weight loss is kind of a secondary thing that happens when you do that. So yeah, for example, these are a few examples, the chart that I had earlier, right? 10 pounds in 6 weeks, 12 pounds in 5 weeks, and then sometimes you have weeks like this where you don't have any weight loss, or maybe you gain a little bit of weight. And in a week like that, inside the program, or even if you're working with me one-on-one, I'm going to assess what happened there, like what did you change? I'll get you to write out a food journal, and I will figure out for you what's going on so that you can keep the trend moving down. So yeah, this is one of my clients who had the most significant weight loss of any of my clients. His name is Dan. He was 300 pounds. And if you just look at this chart again, I mean, he was definitely here 40% and more body fat. And it took him about a year, but he really, got down to a healthy weight, and he's maintained that healthy weight now for, I think it's been almost 8 or 9 months. And, this is not him doing anything crazy. It's just him eating normal food and going out to restaurants once in a while, and, having an ice cream once in a while. Uh, it's just eating normally. So it is possible. Anyway, like I mentioned earlier, I'm happy really to talk to you on Zoom if you need help figuring out what's going on, or figuring out why the diet that you've been on recently, or the ones that you've been on in the past, don't work or haven't worked for you. I know that I don't know if much of the stuff I said tonight made sense or not. I'm pretty tired and, like I said, not feeling well, but it can seem a little bit complicated. But really, um, the basic thing is that when you reduce your calories to half or less than half of what you need, you're really slowing your metabolism down, and your body really then starts to hold on to fat, or your metabolism just gets really slow, and doesn't know how to process more calories than that. So that when you start eating again, or if you ever wanted to start eating a normal amount of calories, you will put back on weight. So yeah, if you want to talk more about it, if you are confused by what I talked about and you need clarification, or if you just have a different set of circumstances, maybe, maybe what I talked about tonight did not apply to you, maybe it's something different. I can also talk to you about that and help you figure out what's going on and what your next best steps are. It doesn't have to be working with me. I'm still happy to get on the phone with you and help you figure it out. And also just to tell you that really, if you've tried and tried and tried to lose weight, and you've lost and gained, that it's not your fault. It's really the diet industry has got it all wrong. Or maybe not. Maybe they have it all right, because it keeps people coming back, and they keep making a ton of money on, yeah, keeping people losing weight and gaining it back and needing to lose it again. So, um, there's a lot to be said just for going back to the basics, going back to a whole foods approach, which is what I focus on, and really just getting down to the basics again. You need to focus on whole healthy foods. You need to focus on what you need as a man. It can't be the same diet your wife's on. It can't be the same diet, your daughter's on. It has to be an eating approach that is built for a man in his 40s, 50s, or 60s, and it's not the same thing. So, yeah, please reach out if you want to talk about it. I'm not sure how many of you came live, but I'll definitely have the link for the replay available. So I will get that up as soon as I get off now. I didn't ramble as long as I normally do, so that's fantastic. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great Friday tomorrow. For those of you in New Zealand and Australia, I know it's already Friday, but hopefully everyone has a good rest of their Friday and a great weekend. And I will be back next week with something else. Okay, bye.